Hey guys, Harsh here and welcome back to Technolobe. This is the Poco F4. After a long time, Poco has launched a phone which is a worthy successor to the legendary Poco F1. I have been using it as my daily driver for the past couple of weeks and it is an awesome phone. I've already made a full review of the Poco F4 and if you want to watch that video, I will make sure to drop a link to it in the description box below. It's a great one and do give it a watch after this video. Now while the Poco F4 is an awesome smartphone, the cameras can definitely use an upgrade. Now this upgrade can be easily done by downloading just one APK, the Google Camera APK. So yeah, this is Google Camera for the Poco F4. Sit back, relax and have a cup of chai. Poco F4 has a triple camera setup on the rear side, a 64 megapixel primary camera with optical image stabilization. Apart from that, it has an 8 megapixel ultra wide angle camera and a 2 megapixel macro camera. Now this Google Camera mod works for all the three cameras. That's awesome. Also Poco F4 comes with the Snapdragon 870 processor. Now this processor has been out there for quite some time and Google Camera works really well with it. It's always the case that Google Camera works really well with Snapdragon processors and 870 is no exception to that. So first up, let's go ahead and compare images from stock camera application and Google Camera on the Poco F4. Right off the bat, you can see that Google Camera images are pretty good. One of the main differences is with dynamic range. Shadows and highlights are evenly exposed in images from Google Camera. Google Camera's HDR mode is better as compared to stock camera's HDR mode. Stock camera images are also on the contrasty side, while on the other hand Google Camera images are not that contrasty, they are well balanced in terms of contrast. Now you might notice that the exposure is a little bit lower on the images from Google Camera. Now that's because stock camera application often overexposes the photos. So the exposure is in fact right from Google Camera and it works really well. Now one thing that looks really unnatural on stock camera photos are the greens. Greens are oversaturated in images from the stock camera application. On the other hand, greens look very natural on images shot from Google Camera on the Poco F4. Google Camera images are detailed and sharp as well. So if you want to zoom into the photo or crop into it while editing, then you can easily do so without losing a lot of details. As a matter of fact, here are some photos that I've shot using Google Camera on the Poco F4 and edited these photos on the Poco F4 itself using Lightroom Mobile. These photos look great, don't they? Now if you like these photos, then please let me know about that in the comments down below. Also, I will drop a link to my Lightroom preset in the description box. You can go ahead and download it. It is completely free of cost and use it in your photos. Anyway, moving on, let's talk about portrait mode. Portrait mode is better on Google Camera for sure. The face looks more natural, edge detection is very good and the background blur is excellent. This gets me to low light photography. For low light scenarios, there is night side on Google Camera and on stock camera application you can find night mode. Both of these do an amazing job in terms of low light photography. Night side on Google Camera is ever so slightly better, but the stock camera application is not that far behind. Poco has done a good job in terms of night mode on the stock camera application. So for low light photography, you are sorted, you can shoot some amazing photos. Now one extra thing that Google Camera has is astrophotography. So if you happen to own a tripod, then you can shoot some amazing astro photos right from your smartphone and this works really well. Google Camera does it in a beautiful way and you can shoot some amazing astro photos. Works like a charm. Now what about the ultra wide angle camera? For ultra wide angle photos, Google Camera is way better. The photos are more detailed and sharp. Also dynamic range is way better in the photos from Google Camera. Highlights and shadows are exposed evenly and the image looks very pleasing to eye. So if you click a lot of ultra wide angle photos, you should definitely try out Google Camera. It works like a charm. What about them selfies? Selfies are definitely better from Google Camera. This happens every single time. I like selfies from Google Camera better and that is the case with Poco F4 as well. The face is more detailed and the exposure is better as well. Selfies look way more natural from Gcam. Now with this Gcam port, you can record videos as well. In terms of quality, it is similar to the stock camera application. So as you saw, Google Camera is like a free upgrade to your camera experience. You should definitely go ahead and download Gcam for your Poco F4 and you won't regret it. Now if you ask me how to install Gcam on your Poco F4, it is extremely simple. Just go to the description box below, you will find a download link. Click on that link and download the Google Camera APK. After you download the APK, just install it and you will be good to go. After that, you can start shooting some amazing photos using Gcam on your Poco F4. Now do share these photos on Twitter with me and also use the Lightroom preset. I would love to see your photos and don't forget to tag me. I will retweet your photos as well. So yeah, go ahead, shoot some awesome photos with Google Camera and use my preset as well. So anyway, that's been it. This was my very quick video about Google Camera for Poco F4. Do let me know how you feel about this video in the comment section down below. If you like this content, go ahead hit that like button, and if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. It would mean the world to me. My name is Harsh Punjabi, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.